Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where, don't worry, this is not the puzzle we're going to be doing today. This is yesterday's puzzle, called Spinning Top by the great Fistamafel, making a return to the channel. And I absolutely love this puzzle, but Mark has sent me a link to open today's puzzle live on camera for you, which normally means there'll be something very strange about it. And he says it's a very difficult but apparently brilliant puzzle. So let's have a look at it together. How do I do this? I've got to paste the link into the whatever that thing is called at the top, the bar thing. You'd think being a YouTuber I would know what that thing's called. I'm afraid I don't. Let's click that. Is that it? Parity Parity by Justin Vitanza. Vitaminz, I think Justin Vitanza sometimes constructs as. Fog of War. Oh, that's good. That's good immediately. I like Fog of War. Right, so let's read the rules together. We'll do. Normally, I read the rules just before I start the puzzle, but when I open the puzzle live, I tend to do the rules then and there. So let's read these together. I'm sorry about my croaky voice. It is still a bit croaky post holiday, but hopefully you can put up with it. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Anti-king, cells that are diagonally adjacent may not contain the same digit. So this is sometimes, it's sometimes described as an anti-king chess constraint. So imagine this was a chess king. It could obviously move to all of those cells within one move. And therefore none of these cells could contain the same digit as is in this cell. Now, the practical effect of that, because obviously Sudoku means you could never put this green digit in any of these cells anyway, the practical effect of the anti-king constraint is to remove this digit from this cell and this cell, which is why Justin has described it as cells that are diagonally adjacent may not contain the same digit. So the eagle-eyed amongst you will realise that the anti-king constraint has absolutely no effect on cells like this and this, because a king can't get out of its own box, if you see what I mean. It's only going to affect cells that are on the boundary with another 3x3 box. Oh, Maverick's just taken off. Maverick getting back into the practice of buzzing past my window during videos. Anyway, there's more rules. Dynamic fog. The grid is mostly covered in fog, and correctly placing digits will reveal the fog in that cell and possibly other cells. So if we got this digit, it might reveal the fog. It will reveal the fog in that cell, but it might reveal the fog in that cell as well. We don't know. It's dynamic. Classic fog, the way that worked is if you got this cell, it would clear all the fog from the surrounding 3x3 area. But dynamic fog, basically it means the fog is it's more difficult, it's more whimsical, more changeable, volatile, mercurial even. Anyway, there's only one more rule. Parity Parity. Beneath the fog is a checkerboard pattern of yellow and blue cells. Each digit appears in one of the colours exactly as many times as its value. For example, 7 will appear either exactly 7 times in blue or exactly 7 times in yellow. Oh, good grief. Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing. Right, so hidden underneath the fog, the grid is a checkerboard, sort of a blue-yellow checkerboard pattern. So let's just think about it with 4 then quickly. So 4 either appears 4 times in the yellow cells or 4 times in the blue cells on the sort of underlying checkerboard. That's weird. Oh, that's really lovely. Oh, anyway, I've got to stop thinking about it. I'm starting to think about it. I mustn't do that because we'll do the thinking when we actually solve the puzzle. But I have got some things to tell you about before we crack on and do that. So let me just look at my list. I have got Yes, we're not too far from the 1st of August. Now, on the 1st of August, we've got a brand new competition launching over on Patreon. It's another Sudoku hunt, of course, and this one is called The Labours of Rostan, which is it's a little tribute, a series of puzzles dedicated to the 7 labours of one of the great Persian heroes, Rostan. I know many of you will be familiar with the labours of Rostan. It's a bit like the labours of Hercules, although there are less of them. But yeah, that's coming on the 1st of August. Lots of puzzles for you. The prize, I think we're planning the prize to be the same as the last few months. So the chance to make a Sudoku video with me that will appear on the channel. So hopefully that might appeal to some of you. It'll go live at 4 p.m. on the 1st of August. Now, sooner than that even, on Monday night, we're streaming Blueprints again. So a few of you have been asking us to do that. So we are going to continue with it. We've been having a lot of fun. 10 p.m. UK time on Monday night, if you'd like to join us for that. And then, because I've been on holiday, I have not kept on top of birthdays. So some of these are birthdays for today. Some of these are me catching up on birthdays I missed when I was away. If I did miss your birthday, I'm so sorry. Hopefully a late birthday announcement is better than nothing. So let me look at my list. The first one is really late. On the 12th of July, Amy, you turned 35. And I know this because your boyfriend Jamie wrote to us and said that you sort of endured cracking the cryptic for so many years with endless patience and feigned interest. I think so. Jamie is the real watcher in your household. But Amy, thank you for your forbearance, and I hope that you had a great birthday, and I hope Jamie made you some terrific chocolate cake. I'm sure he did. A birthday for today, actually, so one I'm not late with. Dream Librarian. Your friend Timotab wrote in and said, could we wish you a happy birthday? Of course we can. So Dream Librarian, I hope you get some super chocolate cake. Another late birthday on the 13th of July. Jeffrey, you turned the big 4-0. I know this because your wife Paige wrote in and said that the only thing you wanted for your birthday was a shout out. Oh no, and I'm late with it. Well, hopefully, as I say, a late present is better, better than nothing at least. Oh, Joe. Well, actually, Joe and Vicky. Joe, it's your birthday today, but it's also the two of you's wedding day. Oh, what? That's fantastic. I don't know actually where you're based. If you're in the UK, the weather's okay. I hope you have great weather. I'm sure you'll have an amazing day. Joe, happy birthday. To the two of you, happy wedding day. And I guess you'll be having cake as well. So all the very best from both Mark and me on a very splendid day in Joe and Vicky's household. Next, I think this is for today. Am I right? Sophie, the wife of Harry. Sophie, are you turning 25 today? I hope I've got this right. I think Sophie enjoys the cryptic crossword solves. We had an amazing cryptic crossword yesterday on the channel by John Henderson. The second hardest Times crossword puzzle since records began. So Sophie, I hope you caught that video. I hope you're watching today as well. Many happy returns. I hope there is chocolate cake in the house. And then finally, over in Hong Kong, Valerie, it's your birthday. And I know this because your husband Alvin wrote to us. And I think I remember Valerie. I think you've got 2 children who watch as well. I want to say Adam and Violet. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. But Valerie, many happy returns. I hope you have a terrific day. And I hope that you could ignore the result in the Liverpool friendly earlier on today, which was, let's just say, disappointing. Anyway, let's have a look at Parity Parity by Justin Vitanza. I've already done the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So the first thing I want to do here actually is to draw the checkerboard in. So should we do that? What's the best way of doing it? Okay, so this is the blue colour. So we'll do blue first. We'll make a checkerboard in the grid. I mean, this must be what you're meant to do. I say this with no great confidence, but it's what I want to do. There we go. Blue, blue, blue. So all of those are blue. I don't think my colour blue actually... Oh, no, it's not. This blue that Justin's used is a little bit lighter than my blue. And then everything else has got to be yellow. So this is going to be a bit of a click fest, isn't it? Let's see if we can get some headshots. Whoops, no, not quite. There we go. Is that right? Are these going to be different as well? Oh, very slightly. Nearly. There we go. Does it matter that I can't really see the fog cells? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's just give this some thought. So we've built our checkerboard. Now, so the main part of the rule, oh, there's the knight's, no, not knight's move, there's the king's move, we've got to remember that. But the main part of the rules is this weird parity rule, which says that, for example, 7 will either appear 7 times in blue, exactly, or 7 times in yellow, exactly. This must be set, mustn't it? Is this a set puzzle? How on earth are you going to do this from here? Let me think about this. So let's take extreme digits and see if we can deduce anything. Let's take the digit 1. So I can see that there is a 1 in yellow already. So if the 1 is correctly counted in yellow, then there would be 8 ones in blue. Okay, maybe that is restricted. So maybe it's impossible for there to be 8 ones in blue. If there were 8 ones in blue, every one that isn't this one, so every one that's not in box 6 would have to be in blue. Let me just have a quick look at that in case that... So there would be a 1 in one of these 2 cells. There would be a 1 in one of those 2 cells, because they'd all have to be in blue. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. That's not going to work, is it? There cannot be a restrict. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, sorry. It's a bit like the miracle Sudoku. I keep seeing new things, so that can't be. That couldn't be a 1, because it would stop a 1 appearing in box 5 altogether because of the king's move thing. Let me just stare at this pattern. So what I'm saying is, or what I'm claiming, is that if the 1 in yellow is correctly counting the 1s, there are 8 1s in blue, which would be disposed on the purple cells. No. I mean, no. That is not determinable. I don't believe it. I don't know. I don't think you can do that. And of course, this might not be correctly counting the 1s. If the 1s were correctly counted in blue, so say there's a 1 here, I better not put it in case it was correct. But let's say that's a 1, because it might clear the fog, and I don't deserve that. If that's a 1, and it correctly counts the 1s in blue, then there would be 8 1s in yellow, and that's going to be even less determined than what we just looked at, because to even begin to think about that, I'd need to know where the blue 1 was. Okay, let's just do the same thing and check about 9s. What are we going to... Oh, actually, hang on, how do 9s work? So 9 is only going to be in one colour. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so 9 has a unique property, because all the other colours... So if we think about 8 for a moment, 8 is going to be correctly counted in yellow or in blue, which means there will be 1 8 in the other colour. So 4 means that there will be 4 in one colour and 5 4s in the other colour. So all numbers appear in both colours except 9, which must live in only one colour, because there must therefore be 9, because once you place 1 9 in this checkerboard pattern, let's say you put it in blue, then there's going to be 9 9s in blue. There couldn't, and there are only 9 9s obviously in Sudoku, so there are no 9s in yellow. So is there a reason that one of the colours... So there are more blue cells than there are yellow cells in the puzzle, aren't there? That feels right, just because of the nature of the checkerboard, if you like. Let me just think that through. There are 4 9s, 36. Yes, there are 41 blue cells, I think, and 40 yellow cells. The way I'm getting that is completely asinine. What I did was I looked at these, and I saw there were 9 blue there, and I saw I could repeat that pattern 4 times up the column, and I'd just be left with these cells at the top. So I did 4 9s, got 36, and added 5 to it to get 41. So, and I know there are 81 cells in Sudoku, and so that feels right, doesn't it? So we've got 40 yellows, 40. It's very close actually, so it doesn't necessarily suggest that 9s are in blue, just because there's a slightly higher number of blue cells. No, it must. I think it's going to be something geometric. That was my first thought. But how does it? Why do we care? And if it is a geometric trick, what is it? Because it's almost like we've been given the geometric trick because we've been shown a checkerboard. So no, that's not true. Hang on. If yeah, okay. Yes, okay. So there is at least a point we can deduce, isn't there, from geometry? Yeah, in yellow. This feels like a very strange thing I'm about to say. I'm not. This is a weird thing I'm about to say, and if it's true, it's a truth that exists in all Sudoku, and I'm just weirded out that I've never thought about this before. In yellow, is it true to say? Hang on, this might not be right. The number of times each digit appears in yellow is even. There, I've said it. That's my that's my sentence for the day. The number of times each. Yes. Well, if that's true, okay. If that's true, then blue contains 9. Now. Yeah, okay, so I believe I believe that's one of the great sentences on cracking the cryptic. The number of times any digit appears in yellow in this puzzle is even, is my contention. And the way I'm getting to that is by set. I'm just thinking about the grid as a checkerboard. So I'm thinking about, let me try and explain what I mean. If I just think about checkerboarding the puzzle. So, oh, hang on. Let's try and get a good colour mismatch. Maybe I would go. Well, let's start with that. So what I'm envisaging in my brain here is that columns 2, 4, 6, and 8. I'm blackening those columns, and I'm going to contend that we all know the exact constitution of those black cells, because that's 4 complete columns of the Sudoku, and each column individually contains the digits 1 to 9 once each. So those columns are 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. There's going to be 4 1s, 4 2s, 4 3s, all the way through to 4 9s in those black cells. I don't think any of us would disagree with that. And then if I just checkerboard, if I just highlight these cells in a different colour, I'm going to use purple. It's all getting a bit coloured, but hopefully you'll see what I'm doing. I'm going to claim that the purple cells are also 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9, because that's just 4 rows of the Sudoku. So we can say at this point, well, the black cells and the purple cells in total contain exactly the same thing. They are the same collection of digits, because there are 4 1s in purple, 4 2s in purple, 4 3s in purple, all the way through to 4 9s in purple. So, if we agree, and we should agree, that the black cells and the purple cells contain the same digits, and I was to remove from both sets of digits this cell, that's clearly in black, it's clearly in purple. I'm going to take it out of black and purple. Can we say anything about what remains in black and purple? Yes, absolutely we can. We know that before we took that cell out, black and purple contained the same thing. And I just took the same thing out of both sets. I don't care what the digit is that's going to end up in this cell eventually. It doesn't matter. The point is that the set of digits comprising the black, what remains in black, and the set of digits comprising what remains in purple must be the same set of digits. And the way of proving that to yourself is to say, well, we all agreed they were the same set of digits when this cell was in both sets, and I'm just taking it out of both sets. So they must remain the same, mustn't they? And obviously that's going to be true for all of the cells on the checkerboard. So all cells that contain black and purple, I'm going to take out of the black and purple sets. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I do want to take them out of black and purple, but I want to leave them as blue. So we get to this point where so now whatever we've got left in black is the same as what we've got left in purple. We can't at this point say, oh, well, there are 4 5s in black. We've got no idea what the exact composition is anymore of the black and the purple cells, because they don't comprise anything useful from a Sudoku perspective. It's not like we've got a complete column of the Sudoku here. We don't know what we've got, but we do know that black and purple are still equal. And that's why I think it must just be a truism of Sudoku that the sort of internal coloured checkerboard, the yellow cells in any Sudoku, must contain an even number of any digit. Because this is just an equation, isn't it? It's just 2x, in the sense that whatever's in black is repeated. The set of digits in black are the same as the set of digits in purple. So we can express yellow overall as comprising of 2 2 sets of black, or 2 sets of purple if you prefer. But the point is that if we were to make this cell, I won't do it, but if we were to make that cell a 5, then we know that there must be a 5 in purple that corresponds to this 5, because the set of digits is the same. And in fact, what that's telling us is that if we think that through, because there are an even number of digits, okay, so yellow can only be true for even digits. Oh, this is weird. This is really cool, but it's weird. Yes, it's true, isn't it? For any even digit, yellow could be true. But as I was putting 5 in here, I was thinking this feels wrong. Well, it feels wrong in the sense that yellow cannot correctly count 5s. Because for yellow, if we put 5 in yellow and say, oh, well, now there are 5 5s in yellow, we know that's not true because there's an even number of 5s in yellow. So it's going to be the blue that correctly counts the 5s, and that logic must apply to all parities. So the digits 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 are correctly counted by blue, and the digits 2, 4, 6 and 8 are correctly counted by yellow, I think. Because, yeah, that must be right. That must be right. Because yellow always counts an even number of digits. So it can never be the correct count for the odd cells. So blue must count the correct number of cells for the digits 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. And we know, therefore, that yellow will contain at least some 2s, 4s, 6s and 8s. And it will contain an even number of 2s, 4s, 6s and 8s. I just want to be sure in my brain that blue cannot correctly count. No, yeah, blue... Oh, hang on, let me just think that through. So, yeah, so blue will also have an even number of the even numbers in it, won't it? I'm just trying to think about the digit 4 in my brain. Sorry, I know I'm being a bit thick here, but just bear with me for a moment. Just bear with me for a moment. Well, I'm definitely very comfortable with the fact that the blue cells have to contain the correct count for the digits 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. That's definitely true. I'm just thinking about whether the blue cells could... So, how many blue cells did we say? There were 41. And the digits 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 is 25. So I've got 16 blue cells left over that are going to contain even digits. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is fine, this is fine. So if a blue cell, let's look at 4 in particular. I've understood it now. If 4 was correctly counted in blue, and it will appear in blue, because it doesn't appear 9 times in yellow. If blue correctly counted the 4s, then because there are 9 4s in the puzzle, there would be 5 4s in yellow, but there can't be 5 4s in yellow because 5 is an odd number and there are an even number of even digits in yellow. And that logic applies for any even number that we try to claim is the correct count in blue. So the even numbered digits are correctly counted by yellow and the odd numbered digits are correctly counted by blue, QED. There we go. There we go. Now, I haven't done anything yet at all, but I do feel that that's rather wonderful. Now, let me just... Mark is evil, making me open these puzzles. Try and do this. This is not... Okay, so now what? Okay, I don't know. Right, now it must be 9s, isn't it then? So now we know that the 9s in the puzzle always, they're in that pattern. They're all in blue. So can we deduce anything from that? Whoa. No. I mean, there is this king's move. Oh, that's really weird, actually. Okay, let's... Well, hang on, what's the 1 doing then? What's the 1 doing? The 1 is saying, we know that this 1 is not... Oh yeah, there are 8 1s in yellow, actually, because remember, the way we have to do this is we identify the parity of the digit in question. 1 is odd. We know that blue is correctly counting the odd digits, so there will be a 1 somewhere in blue that says there's only 1 1 in blue. So there must be the other 8 1s that are in the puzzle all live in yellow. But I don't see how we'd do anything with that. What about 8? So 8 is incorrectly counted by blue. Yeah, no, it's 8. 8 is where we start. 8 is where we start. Right. God, it's not easy to figure this out, but okay, what we're saying is that yellow correctly counts the even digits. So there is an 8, there will be lots of 8s actually somewhere in yellow, that is correctly counting how many yellow 8s there are, and there are 8 yellow 8s. So the only 8 in the puzzle that is in blue is this middle digit. All the other 8s are in yellow, so we could simply do that and presumably do a whole world of Sudoku off the back of it. Yes, I've got it. Every other 8 in this puzzle is yellow. So in column 7, where is the yellow 8? It must be here, and that's a digit, I think. Oh, right. It is a digit, and it's cleared fog. I'd forgotten there was fog. I think, that's actually justifiable, isn't it? Because you can't really see it. Hang on. Neither of those can be 8s because of the king's move thing. So let's just think about this for a moment. So hang on. Oh, this is massive. There must be a yellow 8 in box 1. There must be. It's got to be here. Right, yeah, this is good. This is good. Now, we're actually getting somewhere now, which is terrific. 8 can't be there either, actually. Look, there's an 8 in one of those 2 cells in box 3. So there's no 8 there in box 9, and that's an 8 I'm going to claim. It's not clearing fog, although I can't really be sure where the fog is anymore. That seems to have to be, yeah, there must be an 8 in box 4. It's going to have to be there. That can't be an 8 now by the king's move, Jobby. Oh dear. Okay. Can we do anything else? Maybe. I don't know. We could say that... Oh, no, 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 no. Don't be unkind. There's an 8 in one of those. There's an 8 in one of these 3. It's probably... Actually, I'm not even sure I know. Can we... Is there any pattern there I can make use of? Oh, then this is really mean. This is really mean. What am I meant to do with this? I don't understand. Okay, or maybe we have to look at another number then, which is a distressing thought. I can't see how to do that. We got some new numbers when the fog was cleared. We got a 2, a 3 and a 7. Now the 2 is in yellow, and that's correctly counting. So there's only one more yellow 2 in the puzzle. And every other 2, there's going to be 7 2s in blue. But that's all very well. I don't think we care, do we? That could be complete not. Okay, so how does the 7 work then? So the 7s are correctly counted in blue. So they're right. There are only 2 yellow 7s, and we've got one of them. But oh no, I can't get stuck now. Please don't get stuck, Simon. Please don't get stuck. Or I don't know. What? I don't know what to do. I'm really sorry. What about... I don't think 3s are going to work. 3s are correctly counted by blue. So there are 6 3s in yellow. And I've got one of them. I've got one of them. It doesn't matter, does it? Oh no, so maybe there's another geometry trick I'm meant to be thinking about. That's a slightly distressing thought. Or I don't know. What else could it be? 6 is... I've got a 6 here. Have I always had that? I've always had that 6. That's correctly counted in yellow. So there are 3 6s altogether in blue. One of which is going to be here. Oh, hang on. It's not something to do with the fact that I know the blue... Ah. Yeah, I know it. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. Oh, this is... Right. This is so beautiful. Right. In box 1, there is a blue 1. I've no idea where it is, but there is. And that correctly counts the 1s in blue. So every other 1 in the puzzle is in yellow. And that must be useful, he says. It must be, surely. I mean, there's every other 1. Every other 1. Yeah, so the 1 in box 5 is in one of 2 places. The 1 in box 3 is in one of 2 places. The 1 in box 2 is in 4 places, I think. Oh no. Okay, the 1 in box 4 is not there. Now, I don't think it's here, actually. Because if it was here, you couldn't put a 1 in either of those cells because of the king's move constraint. So 1 is in one of those two. So 1 can't be here for the same reason. So 1 is in one of those three. I don't think this is going to work. It's distressing to say this, but I think... Ah, no, I've got some. I've spotted something. Thank goodness for that. Right, what I've spotted is where is the 1 in box 9? And I still don't know the answer, but I do know it's in one of those two. And that takes care of this one. So that is a 1. It is, but it didn't clear any... Well, I think it cleared the fog from its own cell. Oh dear. Okay, so what about 1 in box 8? I think that's the only one I haven't thought through. It can't be here. That I do think is true, because then it couldn't exist in box 5 again. So I think it's got all of those possibilities. So 1 in row 7 is only in one of 2 places. Oh, no. The way... Right. Where... Ah, I've got it. Where is 1 in column 5 is the question. I mean, it's not an obvious question, but it is a question. And I can see it's in one of those 2 cells, because it must be in yellow. And once we know that, you can't put a 1 here, because you couldn't then put a yellow 1 in column 5. And that will mean there are 2 blue ones, which is not possible. So that is not 1. And now there's only one place for 1 in row 7. So I think that's... Oh, wow. Look at that. That has given me... I'm just looking at it to make sure I understand what it's doing. It's giving me 2 3s, but I think it's going to do more for 1s. Let's just think about 1s a bit harder. No, I don't know actually. 3s then. Okay, so 3 is in one of those 2 cells. So what did we know about 3s? 3s are correctly counted by blue. So there are 6 3s in yellow, of which we've identified 2. Oh, no, right, that's lovely. That is lovely. Right, look at boxes 3 and 9. Now, in box 3, the 3, I don't know where it is, but I know it's in blue. And in box 9, I know it's in blue. So between this 3 and the 3s that are in those positions, they are the 3 blue 3s. So every other 3 in the puzzle is yellow, and that means this is yellow. You can't put another 3 in blue. That is so lovely. Oh, this is going to give me a 1 as well. So that's a 3, I think. Oh, now that, maybe that's already out of the fog. Every other 3 is in yellow. So there's a 3. Oh, and you can't put a 3 next to itself. By the king's move. Now, what did that get rid of? That got rid of an 8. So that seems to say that's got to be an 8. I mean, I'm trusting my logic here. I hope that's a legitimate thing to do. 1 is now in one of those cells, so that's not a 1. That seems to have to be a 1-8 pair in box 8 by Sudoku. Pregnant pause while I try and work out whether I can do it. I think I can. I can go further, can't I? I can do 3s. No 3 in the corner there. Just looking. We could have a 3 in the corner there, perhaps. We've got... Yeah, the 3 in this box has to be in yellow. And I've got a 3 in one of those, so I think it's got to be here. I think. Oh, bingo! Look at that. That's cleared. That's given me a 6 here. 3 is in one of those 2 cells. Let me just double click my 3s. How many have I got? I've got 6. I've got 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And I got something more done with 8s, didn't I, as a result of getting an 8 here. But it doesn't seem to have done very much. I think I've still got 3 more 8s to place. What about 1 in this box? That was, yes, I remembered. I have remembered now. 1 was in one of those 2 cells, I think. When I placed this 3, I was trying to remember in my brain to place the 1. Let's just double check. Yeah, we worked out 1 had to be in yellow in this box, didn't we? It's not here, so it's in one of those 2, and if it was here, you couldn't put 1 in box 5, so that is legitimate. That's 1. That's 1. And that just dries up, does it? That's so annoying. I don't know. Maybe it does. Okay. That's quite sad, isn't it? Can we do something with that? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, let's... I got this 6 revealed, but how many? I've got 2 6s on different colours. We know yellow 6s are going to count the correct 6s. So there are going to be 6 6s in yellow. There's going to be 3 6s in blue. Now that is a blue 6. There's going to be a blue 6 in one of those cells. So that's a second blue 6. So what I really need to do is to figure out, is there if I could get another box where I knew there was a blue 6, that would be really cool. And you can almost do that here, look, because that can't be a 6 by the king's move. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to do it. 6. I don't... No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not really... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Box 7. Yes. Box 7. You can't put... Neither of those can be a 6. So although I know almost nothing about where 6 goes in box 7, I do know I think it's in blue. So now I've got 1 blue, 2nd blue, 3rd blue 6. So all the other 6s are in yellow. Yeah, and that... Right, so this is a bit hard to see, but because those 3 6s there are blue 6s, every other 6 is yellow, so in every other box I've got to put a yellow 6 in. And you can see, where am I putting the yellow 6 in box 8? It can't go here, it's got to go there. Oh, I think that might have cleared fog, I'm not sure. Yellow 6, that's got to be there. There's got to be a yellow 6 in one of those. So there's got to be a yellow 6 here. There has to be. And that makes that an 8, I'm going to claim. And this box seems to have a 6 here now, which is actually a blue 6. What did I get? I got an 8 from that. So, I tell you what I am feeling. it's very easy to lose track of what's going on here. I feel like I'm missing things now. I don't like this feeling. Oh no, where's 6 in box 4? It can't go there. It would be next to that 6, and it has to be in yellow. So I think it's got to be there. Which seems to mean that that's a 6 by Sudoku. That did clear fog, I think. So that's terrific. Oh, and I can get a 6 here by Sudoku. Oh my goodness, what did that do? That has almost, I think, cleared the fog from the whole puzzle. I want to say that looks like it's too dark. I'm not... No, I think that one's definitely a different colour from that one. So that would suggest this has had its fog cleared. And it's only this one that hasn't. Now let's just go back there. That has also revealed a 2 here. So, 1, 2, 3. I've got all my 6s. I've got a blue 2 and a yellow 2 in the puzzle. So, okay, the yellow 2s are going to count the correct 2s. So there are 7 2s in blue, and I've just been given one of them. But okay, there's going to be a blue 2 in one of those. That's a second. One of these, that's a third. What? Why have I been given this 2? Is that somehow useful? Doesn't look it, does it? I mean, I hesitate to... Oh, 2, I suppose, in box 3 is restricted. It's only got 2 places to go. I mean, I don't think that's particularly helpful, but it is true. These 2s as well, that they don't have any King's Move effect. 2 is in one of those 3 cells. Oh, see, that is nearly interesting, because this can't be a 2 now in box 5, because it would rule all 3 of those cells out. So 2 in box 5. I mean, I still think it's got, I want to say 4 positions, which is completely unhelpful. Oh, no, I don't see, actually. So 2 in box 6, I know is in blue. But I don't think it can be there, because I've got 2 pencil marked into just 2 positions, both of which would be ruled out from box 3 if this was a 2. So 2 is now one of those 2 positions, which means this is not a 2, for the same exact reason. So it could be we are trying to do some sort of complicated analysis. I'm almost tempted to colour all the cells that can be 2, just to see if I can see it more clearly. Because I really would like to know. I would like to understand more. I don't know. Maverick, go away. You're disturbing my train of thought, Maverick. Maverick. 2 in box 2. Do we know? It can't go there, because again, that would rule these 2 out. So it does nearly have to be in yellow, actually. It really does nearly have to be in yellow. It's got those 3. And if it was in yellow, it would be the last yellow 2. So, if yellow, then that would be a 2. Yeah, you can probably do some sort of trick here. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be... Yeah, I need to see the 2s as a holistic unit, I think. So I'm actually going to... I think I'm just going to colour cells that can be 2s and think a bit harder about... Yeah. No. Well, yes. Yes. Is this right? This might not be right, but I'm going to claim... It's this pattern of 2s in boxes 3 and 6. One of these is a 2, isn't it? I think it is. Yes, in fact, that's the question. Where's 2 in column 7? I don't know the answer as usual, but it's in one of those cells. There's no way this can be a 2. Oh. So now 2. What does that do? I'm not sure. Yeah, I see what it does. Where's 2 in row 4? That's what it does. Where is 2 in row 4? And this is huge because I think it's in yellow. Because 2 is not here by Sudoku. It's not here by Sudoku. It can't be here because it would rule 2 out of box 3 altogether. It can't be here, we've just proved, because we couldn't put 2 in column 7 at all. So 2 is there, and that, they are 2 2s in yellow. This is a really clever reveal, this cell here. Isn't it? Because it's so unobvious what it means, and yet I think it has done something profound, because now every other 2 in the puzzle is in blue. So 2 is not there. Every other, so 2 is in one of those, so 2 is now here. 2 is now here. It's not clearing fog, but I don't think there's fog to be cleared. Oh, yeah, so where's 2 in box 2 now? It's got to be in blue. And it can't be next to itself, so I think it has to be there. So 2 has to be in blue down here, so it has to be here. 2 has to be in blue here. Oh, so there's a little X-swing of 2s left. How many 2s do we get? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we've got all of them except for this X-swing. So does anything resolve that? Not sure. Not sure. Okay, but look, we can tidy up some other things that I'm noticing. As I was doing that, I noticed that 9s might be being a bit restricted compared to... I seem to be taking positions for 9s away. So let's have a quick look at 9s and see if in any particular box they are more restricted than they used to be. Yeah, I mean, they're there. Yes. Whereas you can't put 9 here anymore, because you then couldn't put 9 in blue where it must be in box 2. So that's not 9. So 9 is in one of those 3. Actually, so maybe this doesn't do anything, but let's just... I'm just going to highlight all the cells that can be 9. Oh dear. Okay, there's still too much. The population of cells that could possibly be 9 seems to be absolutely massive. Is there anything doing there? Don't think so. All right, let's try something else. Sudoku? No, it's not going to be Sudoku. Well, I mean, I've just said that, and now it will be. Oh, I thought I could put 8 in this box, but I noticed I already have done. Okay. What shall we do with the... Oh, I don't know. That's not a 1/8 pair, is it? No, it seems like that might be able to be a 1. And that stops that being a 1/8 pair. Probably. If that's a 1, do we care? Okay, where are... Yeah, that's right, actually. 1 and 8 in this column are very restricted. Can't be here. Can't be there. Can't be there. Can't actually be there. That sees 8 and 1 because of the funny rules. Can't be there. So that cell is not a 3, I'm going to claim. That is a 1 or an 8. I don't necessarily think that, well, it definitely doesn't mean that this is a 1/8 pair, but it does mean that cell is a 1 or an 8. Now that took 3 out of here. Now, does that... I can't remember about 3s now. I know we knew the count. We know that there are 6 3s in yellow. Oh! Yeah, and we'd identified that there were 3 3s in blue. That one, the one in that box, and the one in this box. So yes, so there must be a yellow 3 in that box. So that's a 3, I think. That's not 3 anymore. Oh, no, I thought it was going to get 3 in the corner, but no, it's still 2 positions. So let's just double-click 3s. Oh, so, okay, so the only 3s we've got left are this X-wing of 3s. Which is possibly interesting. I'm not sure what I'm meant to do. It could be Sudoku, of course. But there... No, that's not true. Yeah, there are other interesting cells here. Look at that cell. That's an interesting cell. Because whatever that digit is, it has to be placed somewhere in this box. Well, where are we going to put it? It's not in those cells, and it can't be there by Sudoku, by the King's Move thing. And it can't be 2, 3, 6 or 8, I don't think, because that digit can't be 2, 3, 6 or 8. Why couldn't that be 2? Oh, it can't be 2 just because of that. I was looking at that pencil mark and wondering if it was correct. So that digit, I think, has to go there. Which means it's one of those 3 cells, and it's not 3. Oh, and it can't, yeah, it can't be next to itself, can it? So it's there. So that digit, this digit here, is duplicating itself into 3 positions. So can it be 9? No. No, it can't be 9. Because, so what we're saying here is that, imagine that digit was 9, then we'd know this was the same digit, and that would make a yellow 9, but we know there are no 9s in yellow. So these are not 9. So 9 is in one of the, so that's not 9 anymore. 9 is in one of the, that's not 9 anymore. This could be important. I shouldn't have said that, because now it's not going to do anything. Oh. No, no way. That's really upsetting. It was doing... Is it... There's still too much latitude, I think. Let me just have another look at 9s. Is there any trickery we can do here? We've got them really restricted. Probably. Have we? What about columns and rows? Can we do anything clever. Nine is in one of two places. Sorry, I've stopped talking, haven't I? I'm just... So if that's a 9... Yeah, okay, I can do one thing. That is not a 9. And the reason for that is that it's a bit complicated, but not too bad. The way I'm looking at it, I'm looking at row 4, and I've noticed there's a 9 in one of those two cells. So if this is a 9, then that has to be a 9. And now I can't put 9 at all in row 3, I think. Because if that's a 9, that can't be a 9, obviously. And if that's a 9, neither of those can be a 9. And we know 9 must be in blue in row 3, and it couldn't be there. So that's not 9. Which means 9 in this box is in the final column, which means that isn't 9. Which would be incredibly handy to know something. It would be good to know something. 9 is in one of those 3. But... or, no, it's not 2s, is it? Goodness, okay, so maybe that does nothing either. Ah, no, it does do something, actually. That's good. So the question we could ask is, where's 9 in row 2? Because, actually, now this not being a 9, there's only one space for it. Okay, so that's not 9. Right, I'm getting a couple of 9s from this. So I get a 9 here in box 5. I get a 9 in box 8, apparently. So I don't have a 9 there. I don't have a 9 there. Oh, please. Please. No, it stopped again. Has it really? Oh, what are those two digits then in row 2? 5 and 7. Is that helpful? What do we know about 7s? 7s appear the correct number of times in blue, so there's an absolute preponderance of 7s in blue. 7 7s in blue, 2 7s in yellow, and I've got 1. I have got 1. I was wondering there. I was wondering if I made that a 7, whether it would break, because obviously that's going to duplicate into those, and if either of those had been yellow, it would have been impossible, but both of those are blue, so that could be a 7. That's annoying. Okay, what about if that's a 7? Does that cause any problems? Probably not. That would be a 5. Okay, what about the bottom row then? What do we need? 4, 5 and 7. So that's 5 or 7. I don't really want to reduce myself to doing Sudoku in this Sudoku puzzle. I might have to though, mightn't I? What do we think? Is there some way? Can I do more with... No, what I should do is stick to the knitting. Let's go back to 9s. Yes. No, well... Oh, nearly. Yeah, I mean, that 9 means that can't be a 9. That's totally true, isn't it? So 9 in column 3 now is in one of those cells, so it's definitely not in one of these two cells. This one is still, it's still covered in fog. So yeah, that's great and everything, but it hasn't really helped me. Has it? So the pattern of 9s that's remaining, if we jot around the grid, I think it's in that pattern. And those two as well. Let's not forget those two. So is there any clever king's move trick that we can play with that pattern? It would be lovely if there was, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't think that there is. 1 4 5 1 4 5 9 that's right, that digit is 5 or 9 only. Sees 1 and 4 in its box. Why did I label those green? Oh, that was to try and remind me that there was a 9 in one of those cells. I think I've got that now. If that's a 9, that would be a 9. This would be a 9. That would be a 9. That would be a 9. That would be a 9. Does that break? No, that looks correct, doesn't it? I don't think anything's touching another 9. No. And what's the alternative? If that's a 9, that's a 9. 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 Oh dear, that's annoying. Okay. Okay, so perhaps... Oh, I've had another... Okay, how about this then? Is it to do with 4, 5s and 7s? Because they seem to be all over. Oh, nearly. Nearly. Hang on, let's just think about this. 4, 5 and 7 are in those cells. 4, 5 and 7 are in these cells. Those two things are true, aren't they? Now, can we do anything with that? Well, I'll tell you something we can do. I don't know if it matters, but I'm going to say it. That cell sees all of 4, 5 and 7 because it sees those 3 cells, and it sees this one by the king's move. So that digit... Well, what is that digit then? It's not 1. It could be 2. I'm going to put 2 in. No, it can't be 3. It can't be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can it be 9? No, it's a naked single. That's one of the most horribly difficult naked singles you'll ever see. So that's not 2. So that's 2, I think, which means this is 9. So that's 9. So we've now got, I think we've got the pattern of the 9s. Because when we looked at this before, there was only 2 ways they went round. So this is no longer 9. That's 9. That's 9. Yeah, this is lovely. This is absolute. Have I done them all? Yes, I've done them all. This is so terrific. Honestly, this is one of the best puzzles I can remember doing on the channel. It is so ridiculously clever. Right. No. Maybe. Yes. Yes. Right. That is a naked single now. It's the same trick. Once my brain's warmed up to it. This digit sees those three. Now those three must be different because of the king's move, mustn't they? There's no way you can repeat a digit in that little threesome. So this is a 4, 5, 7 triple. So this digit is not 4, 5 or 7. And it's not... I mean, another way of putting this is that must be a 4, 5, 7 in row 7, mustn't it? That digit has to find a home in this row. It can only go there. And that's 3. It is naked. Naked as the day it was born. And now, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight losing its religion. Oh my goodness. Right, this is 5 or 7 now. Okay, that is not a 6. I think we're just going to be... It's going to be 4, 5s and 7s. All over the place. 4, 5 and 7. We probably just have to colour them. That could be wrong, by the way. But that's... Oh, that's definitely not 9, is it? We've got the occasional 1s and the occasional 8s interfering with our 4, 5s and 7s naughtily. But I think... Oh, that column also is 4, 5 or 7. I mean, things I can see, that digit's that digit, isn't it? Yeah, that. Right, let's do that. That digit has to find a home in this box, so it's got to be there, because it's not the same as purple. Now, this green digit is not those green digits, so it's those two. It's got to be this one in box 8, and it's got to appear in row 7 somewhere. So now that digit in the corner is 4, 5 or 7. Which is very delightful for the following reason. Okay, purple is now this digit in box 8, which might matter. Green is in one of those. Oh, no, it's much easier. Look, green is in those two. So green's in one of those. Well, it's not 2 or 6. It's a 4, 5 or a 7. So green is 7. Green is 7 wherever it's appearing. Didn't clear any fog. I think it's correct, though. Right, so if that's true, and it seems to be... Oh, yeah, look, this is good. This is good. This is good. That's 5 now. That's 7. So that's 7. And that's our 2 yellow 7s. So every other 7, it might not matter now, but every other 7 has to be in blue. But we got them all. We've got them all. Sorry. I got excited over nothing. Okay, let's... Oh, this is a 5, apparently. So that's 5. That's 4. Oh, I thought that was going to just tidy everything up, but no. Okay, these are both 4 and 5. Oh, good grief, okay. These are 1, 4, 5. These are 1, 4, 5, of course they are. Alright, so maybe I've got to keep going with my... Oh, I know what it'll be. I'll probably have to count either 4s or 5s. Yeah, that's easier. That's easier. Right, look at 4s. I have 2 yellow 4s at the moment. And we know that even digits are correctly counted in yellow, so there will be 4 yellow 4s in the puzzle. If I made purple 4, it will duplicate itself. Oh no, hang on, I'm wrong. It wouldn't. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. I thought I could see it was going to appear too many times. But it'll be something like that, he says. It probably will. Okay, maybe we've got to give... Okay, what we'll do is we'll get rid of the green colouring, and we'll do green into the other of 4 and 5 to see if that's going to help us. Yeah, you see, if this was 4, that would be all the possible yellow 4s we could have. There's a green and a purple here. There's a green and a purple here. So that's definitely green, isn't it? So that's definitely purple. I think we are close to finishing it without being quite there yet. Probably we've just got to... It might be 5s, actually. It could be 5s as well. Let's double click. Oh my goodness, that was quite an interesting double click. That's green. So that's another yellow 4. That's it. There we go. There we go. So I think I was wrong with what I said before, but I'm right now. Because look, if green was 4, that's 3 more yellow 4s. To add to these 2, it's too many. So green has to be 5 wherever it appears, I think. So that means that purple is 4. Oh, now that's lovely. Right, that has given us a 1 here, which was I think the last foggy cell. So hopefully, so that must be 1, that must be 5. This 1 is going to do that 1 and that 8. So that puts an 8 up there. This is now 1 by Sudoku. So that should... Oh, I've done it. I've done the puzzle somehow. I don't know how, but I have. There we go. Purple. Let's make all of the 5s. Oh, no. I just want the 5s. All of the 5s. Green. And that is one of the best puzzles you will ever do. What an original rule. Justin Vitanza, Vitaminz, has created an absolute masterpiece there. That is one of the most exciting... I mean, actually, credit to Mark as well for making me open that live. Because it was just... It's fantastic. The opening logic is fantastic with the set stuff. And I've realised something I never knew before. That the sort of internal checkerboard, the yellow cells, if you like, the digits there are only 40 of in a Sudoku always contain an even number of digits, which is weird. Not an even number of digits, but digits appear an even number of times in those cells, which is obviously something Justin just appreciated. But then to build it into a puzzle that works like that, that is a masterpiece. Was it right? It must be right. You can't do that and it not be right. It's impossible. And I absolutely loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.